Hey, good morning. Hope you're all doing well and in high spirits. Yesterday, I went back to the office to actually work in the office. And I saw an old friend, someone that I've known for a long time. He's Indonesian. And, when we asked, what have you been up to? Because it's been several years since we've seen each other, maybe 2 years since COVID hit and everybody worked from home, at least for us. It was good to see him. And when I asked what he's been up to, he says, I regret never learning Spanish. He was being dramatic. And I go, oh yeah, why is that? And he goes, because I'm doing this walk. So he was setting it up so he could tell me about his walk, right? And the walk is Camino de Santiago. So what he's gonna do is fly to Spain, and then he makes his way to the border region with France. And so he's actually right on the France side of the border. And then he's gonna start on this walk that is 600 miles. There's other starting points, but this is the furthest one from the destination, which is the Catedral de Santiago. It's 1,000-year-old, Catholic church, and it has, what he told me, this amazing stained glass that when the sun hits it, because the sun sets in the west and it's on the westernmost part of northwest of Spain, the light comes through really beautifully, and it's supposed to be a sight to behold. Once he gets there, God willing that he makes it, he said he's going to walk another 60 miles to a place called Fin de la Tierra. And that's where people thought the end of the world was in the old days. So the old Europe, they thought, okay, this right here is the end of the world. The water starts there, and if you sail off, you're going to fall off at some point. So it was interesting to hear about, what he's been doing to train, the course. There's a part where you're climbing the Pyrenees Mountains, and that day's equivalent is the equivalent of climbing the stairs in a 25-floor building 14 times. So what would that be? 250 plus another 100, 260 floors, 260 flights of stairs. So that's part of the thing. It's going to be 40 days, 15 miles or so a day. If he can find somewhere to stay, then, he does the 15 miles. If not, he has to keep walking to the next available shelter. He says people meet up as they go. And so it was just good to be in a conversation with this person who I've always admired for their Zen-like quality. I would tease him, dude, you're the only guy I know who slices a grape, into 8 sections and eats each section slowly so he can savor it. And I'm exaggerating. I'm like, dude, you're the only guy that cuts a peanut in half to enjoy it fully. And the other thing is, a lot of people at work are, at least the people, my friends there, they're incredibly thoughtful. They travel the world, they go places, and they always come back with a little token of their trip for me. I have another guy who just left to, be a farmer in Mexico. And so he left a 6-figure engineering job here to go be a farmer in Mexico. So he would go down there as he was setting it up, and he'd come back and, hey, you like machaca? Look, I brought you some machaca. Hey, I brought you these little keychains. And he would do it for me and other people, in our little sphere. Just really thoughtful, cool people. I have a little beautiful glass octopus that's in a fish tank, and it floats. And, that was something I got from a vendor in the Vatican, and that was the guy who's going to go do the walk that brought me that back. I got little, artifacts, carvings from, Mexico that other folks have brought me back. So it's good to go back to work and see people that inspire me, that are talking about living life, really enjoying it. And I haven't got to do a lot of those things that they have, but it does plant a seed to want to do those. And he's doing this amazing 600-mile walk this time, but previously the trip that he had mentioned to me was he took a canoe ride for like 8 days through the Indonesian jungle, and there's like orangutans in the trees that are wild, and just like pretty amazing trips and adventures. This is 40 days. Like, that's a good vacation. It's something I wish I could do, and maybe one day I will do it now that the seed has been planted, to live life, to really live life, to enjoy it, to see it. And another thing that really impressed me about our conversation yesterday, which was incredibly refreshing, because I do hear folks, and I have folks around me. I've had friends who were really anti, vaccines, and some passed away. They passed away, and they were bigger than life figures that everyone knew and loved, and we lost them. And so he told me that the pandemic changed everything for him, because he saw people that ate healthy, exercised, stayed home, and still passed away. So he said, no, I gotta live. I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna live healthy, but I'm not gonna stay home. I gotta go out. I gotta live life. And the part that really stood out was, he said, when all this started, I volunteered and registered myself for the trials. And so I was getting he was getting the vaccine before the public got it. And he told me that he did that because, I'd mentioned in another video that there is racism in science, and I'm not saying that was the case here with him, but a lot of studies are often based on one type of ethnicity, and other ethnicities have, slightly different reactions to maybe medicines, or they're more susceptible to certain diseases that are hereditary. And so when science is based on just one type of ethnic group, it's often not to the advantage of, or as helpful to another group as it is to the group that was used for the model. And he says, I did it for science. I did it because it could help my people who don't believe in getting shots, who don't want to go to the doctor. I did it for them. And that was pretty amazing and noble to me, because for the most part I hear people saying, oh, you ain't gonna mess with me, and it's always me, me, me. Me, 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 you're not gonna mess with me, you're not gonna do this to me, you're not gonna force me to do nothing. And really, the life a lot of them folks lead is not really living life. It's not seeing the world. It's not making an impact in people's lives, even if you don't see the world. I took a literature class one time, and we were asked to explain the significance of a guy walking into a room and he sees a dusty dresser. And so he walks up and he puts his thumb on it and he twists it to like leave a little mark that he was there. And the book didn't say that that's why he did it. We were asked why he did it, and The teacher explained that mm, in life, people either want to see their world or leave their mark on it, and that was symbolism of him leaving his mark on it. So, one or the other, and I think him volunteering for the trials was leaving his mark on it, and I'm sure he's done it a lot of other ways. But he's also seeing the world, and I think that's a pretty amazing opportunity, trip, beautiful thing to get to walk 600 miles through beautiful French countryside along the ocean to end up at a cathedral, meet people along the way, and find yourself. You learn who you are on things like that. And so, much love. I hope we all get to participate in things like that and enjoy life like that. And that said, it wasn't so bad going back to work. These mosquitoes are out here this morning. I already killed two. And, have a blessed day.